Okay, here we are at the bench. What I'm doing now is working on the fence for the backyard of the raised ranch to keep the kitties from doing some embankment diving. So what I decided to go with is this kit here from RS Laser Kits, and it's the Good Neighbor fence. I'm holding it so hopefully it can be read. Kit 2504. It is a pain in the butt to build, let me tell you. Nice kit, but you're going to spend probably about an hour of prep for 5 minutes of assembly just to cut it out of the backing wood material. Is just an absolute pain. But anyway, here's all the leftover pieces. So what I have is I had to I actually measured up on the layout around the house. And this isn't really going to be all that legible, but they come in 24-foot sections. So I needed a 24-foot section with a 21-foot section. Then this piece here is a 24-foot, and then a 24 with a 10, and the 24 with an 8. So what I made up was just that. And this piece here, and they're joined together. I guess it's okay. That's a 24 and a 21. And then the one piece that comes at the right angle to that is just a piece right out of the kit. Just a 24-foot section. And then a section here that is, like I said, it's a 24 and a 10. It's got a little bit of an angle to it. And then the final straight piece is a 24 and an 8. And I made a little gate. I'm not sure I'm going to use it. I may. That would be for the far end there. It's kind of a weird arrangement there on behind the house. But anyway, we'll see how it looks. All right, so I got those all made up. Wasn't that bad. Again, gluing it together is easy. And then cutting and fitting together is not too hard. Put it together with the good old tight bond wood glue. And then in the joints where I joined the actual fence sections, I just put a little dab of super glue and then hit it with the accelerator to the zip kicker to help, set it up pretty quick. All right, and now I'm getting ready to paint it. Well, paint, stain, I'm not sure what. What I think I'm going to try is I had some of these acrylic artist's ink. Dale Rowney, I guess that's the name. This is a burnt umber. This is a raw sienna. I also had sepia. And, I'm all about simple. I'm not one of those guys that's going to take hours and hours and hours and measure down to the microgram or microliter to get a freaking something that in the end doesn't matter. So what I did was basically the burnt umber. I just took some of the scrap. So these are the actual, what the fence was mounted in. Whoop, dipped it in, dried it off, and I'm thinking for the fence that I'm looking, I'm kind of thinking of like a pressure-treated type wood. So that color is not bad. Again, I probably could agonize for hours taking this and adding some drops of that and then doing this and then shaking it and then running around the neighborhood 4 times with it. Like some model railroaders get way too involved in stuff, but I think that's going to look okay for the look that I'm looking for. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it on some paper towels. I'm going to take this and just kind of brush it on and then, dab it and dry it off and see what it looks like. And if it doesn't work, then you'll be able to see it. And I'll admit defeat and we'll try something different. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll see how the fence turns out. I think it'll look okay. I think they can come back and use some weathering powders to lighten things a little bit. But again, it's a fence. It's probably going to be relatively well maintained. The guy might, put the sealant on it every year type of stuff, so it's not going to be a weathered wood, for which I would not use this. I mean, that's not the look I would want. Like I got a bunch of little scrap pieces here that are great little pieces for scrap, probably in the back of the farmhouse and stuff. They'll get more of the traditional stain to give them the gray, the old gray weathered look. That's not what I'm going for here. I'm going for a fence. So, going to give it a shot. So if it's bad, you'll see it. So let me get this set up and see how things turn out. There's our fence. I'm not sure it's going to focus okay. I think it looks acceptable. Again, the light here isn't ideal, but yeah, to me it kind of looks like what I kind of envisioned a fence to look like. So I'm going to call it soup and put it on the layout. Maybe let them dry up overnight and then work on it tomorrow. So overall, again, it was just a very unscientific. I poured some of that into a little cup. I did add about 2 dropperfuls of this and mixed it up, but I have no idea what ratio it is. There's a secret mixture all saved since it's a top secret, industry secret. So I mixed it up and that's it. So all told, probably about 2 hours worth of work to get this done, and then we'll get on the layout and see how it looks when it's finally installed. Okay, here at the bench, trying to get some details ready to go over to the layout for the farmhouse and ranch house scene. So there's a couple things I got. I got two little sawhorses to throw somewhere. Got 2 mailboxes. I don't really like them all that much, but I painted them up, and they're woodland scenics. I did see some on Shapeways that look a little bit more appropriate, so I might order those, and then these could be stand-ins for now. Have a recycle can that's going to go behind the ranch house, right behind the garage. And if you notice the top, that's modeled after my own, because on mine, I take stuff outside and I spray paint, and I've gotten the top kind of messed up. So if you look at that and say, that's not prototypical, it's like, yes it is. I can show you my actual can, and it's exactly like that. LPG tank, or propane tank. Here's a dumpster that I figured the folks in the farmhouse might have down by the garage. You can see some stuff in there. There's a little faucet there, or something kind of farmy looking, maybe for behind the farmhouse. I'm trying to make, I don't know how this is going to work, we'll see. This is all a bunch of styrene gluing together. I'm going to try to make a pad mount transformer, similar to something like that, and then kind of, bury it in shrubbery and whatnot. So I have the dimensions for it. Thanks to Google, you can find just about anything, and I kind of figured out here, roughly the size is roughly 3 foot by 3 foot. It's 36 by 37. I'm not worried about an inch in HO scale. 30 inches high, and I kind of have an idea what to do. So I'm going to try. I have no idea what's going to work. I'm gluing this hunk together. That's about the dimensions I want. And the reason I'm doing it like this is because then it'll be easier for me to put it in the miter box and actually cut, the little rectangle out that I need, or square. So I'm going to let that set up. Did get some other details. Did a zoom over here. These are some 3D stuff, printed stuff from Shapeways. Got a couple modern looking gas grills, some toolboxes, look pretty cool. 2 outhouses just for other stuff. Lockers, workbenches. And here I have ATVs, some picnic tables, and this is the basketball hoop that I'm gonna use. I still don't know. Oh. Yeah, eastbound, calling a lot of signals at once. All right, anyway, that's the hoop. I'm not sure how I'm going to make the net. So these are all primed up. I'll get these painted up today, probably. So, all right, so let's get this stuff over the layout and see how things start to look over there. And one of the suggestions that I think several commenters made on one of the previous videos was inclusion of a burn barrel or a burn pile or something like that around the farmhouse. And I have to admit, I'm not a farm guy. I really didn't know what that meant, other than it sounds like something you're going to burn stuff in. Well, through the magic of Google, I was able to come up with some photographs of burn barrels. And in fact, there's even instructions on how to make them, and they look pretty cool. So I said, all right, I'll try it. I'll see if I can pull this off. So what I did was I got a couple of. Now I have some other barrels, but they're all closed top. Tichy, I believe these are Tichy barrels, 55-gallon, drums. that have a separate lid, so you could leave them open. And then what I did, at least looking at the pictures, they seem to be, relatively well intact barrels, both holes in them. So I took a number, I think I used a number 78, but anyway, little drill, drilled some holes in it, then kind of messed them up a little bit from the inside with this, only because a lot of the holes looked like they were shot with a rifle through the barrels. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying that's what it looked like. And then decided to weather them up a little bit. And they all seem to have, I don't know if this is going to focus all that great, but we'll try. They all look really cool. I wish I was an O scale sometimes. So I kind of rusted it up a little bit. And around the bottom, this barrel's actually in there upside down. Around the bottom, they all seem to have like a yellow, probably from the heat, I'm assuming. Kind of a yellowish discoloration to the barrel. And then some lighter, which looked like rust. It's probably, from the heat and everything. So I tried to incorporate that. This might struggle to focus, but we'll try. So that's, come on there, boy. That's what I did to two of these barrels. And like I said, this is actually sitting there upside down, so that barrel will go boop, like that. And then there's that one. I made up two of them. And you tell me, they look okay? And now I assume I'll have to go in some type of burn pit, a cleared out area, probably down to earth. I don't think you want to do this on your lawn. And then what I'm thinking I'd do, just real quick, I did, alright, so to color these up, I originally painted them. They come like a dark gray color. I gave them a quick coat of Vallejo black gray. I like that. This is kind of by the way, this is almost a perfect match for our typical flow quill grimy black. It really is almost dead nuts on. So I use this for grimy black. Did that, then came in with some dark rust from the Panzer Aces, again from Vallejo, and some light rust. And I wanted to get the yellow discoloration. I tried this green ochre. It was a little bit too dark, didn't work too well. So I have some Model Air. Now this is really more designed to be airbrushed, but it worked. You went around the bottom very carefully with that to put some of that yellow. I didn't have a good yellow, just a kind of a plain yellow in the model color line, which is more meant to be brush painted as opposed to Model Air, which is obviously air and airbrushed. All right, so I don't know. We'll see if that scene works, and then as I started to say, I might try to do. I figure you're going to be a little careful, I assume. From the old layout, I have some metal fence that I kept and wanted to use somewhere, and this might be okay. Again, to cut out a smaller section of it to put back behind the burn area. So we'll try it. We'll see how it looks over there, and you guys can tell me if I got it right or got it wrong. And then one more quick note. There's our little pad mount transformer. So if we can get in on that. Again, it's not perfect, but I think it'll convey the look I'm trying to get. I did cut some real small pieces of wire, very carefully super glued them on top there as the hinges. And I cut out, so the light might not show that, but I cut a little notch there. That's where they put the padlock on. And then tried to scribe it, because the front there is the actual cover that opens. So I might put a little bit of a wash in there to kind of highlight that line. And now what I'm waiting for, and there's the pad for it, right? Because you got to have a pad for a pad mount, hey? On here, a lot of them have decals, danger high voltage, that kind of stuff. So I found a micro scale decals N scale set of industrial warning signs. So I ordered that, so maybe I'll try to put a little decal on there, danger high voltage. Because while it's small, it certainly is visible. So you would see that. And, they're It's something I'd like to try to include. So, in the end, let me just zoom out and I'll show. We can see if it's going to look anywhere near what I'm trying to get, which is roughly that right there. So that is a little pad mount I'm trying to model. You can see the warning sticker they have on that one. I've never seen that type of warning sticker in HO or N scale. And you can see they usually number these as well. So maybe put some small numbers on it. I don't know if I want to go to that level, but so that's that. So we got a pad mount to go somewhere. Burn barrel to go into a little burn pit somewhere, and that's had a bunch of other details still ready to go over. I also have some concrete kind of automotive blocks there in the front. And again, the propane tank and garbage can and little hand faucet there for the yard, dumpsters and some barrels and whatnot, and got some cinder blocks I might put around. So just trying to get some more details put over there. So, all right, let's see if we can get this pulled off here. All right, I'm going to show this briefly. I spent the last hour trying to get that stupid net on the basketball hoop. And when it's on the layout, you're probably not even going to see it, so darn it, I'm going to show people now that I did it. Whew. Not the greatest, I know, but it's a net. It's there. The rim's orange. The rest is white with red around it. It looked okay to me. Oh, man, that was really annoying. So that's the hoop. It's going to go in. Let me zoom out here a little bit. This is one of the 3D printed parts that I got from Shapeways. So I think it's going to look just fine when I get it in. Got it mounted to a little concrete base there. It's going to go in at the end of the driveway. And god darn, those kids better be playing basketball. What I found for the... I really don't know, to be honest, what it is. I found some of this... I'm not even sure it's going to show up. It's like a real fine mesh material. It's pretty pliable. And I just cut a little strip of it. I laid the hoop down. And I very gingerly tried to cut, to make it long enough to go all the way around the hoop. And I started kind of in one corner, put a little super glue in there, glued it, brought it around to the top, glued it, brought it down in. Of course, I had to cut it twice because it was too long. And then finally got it all in there. So it's there. I'm not even going to look at it cross-eyed because I don't want the damn thing to fall off. So there it is. So, that's the hoop, and that's going to go over on the layout pretty soon. Whew. I have another one to do. There's another one. He's painted up as well, but I'm not going to... That doesn't have any of the mesh on it yet. And you know what? I don't feel like it, so I'm going to go get a bite to eat, probably watch the football game tonight. Just, let this go. Anyway, there it is. All right, one basketball hoop ready to go on. Okay, here we are over on the layout. Got some work done over here. Gonna kind of show it where we are and get this posted as part of the updates. So you can see I got the fence in around the back of the house here, and the basketball hoop, and then I brought these trees over, as those are kind of landscape trees. They're on the other side of the fence that they put up. They are in, and I actually put a little bit of mulch out there. I got some more work to do. I did get one, I might not even show, one stop sign over there. Did some embankment work. Kind of starting to get that worked up there. And then got some more details here in the back of the house. As you can see, the old garbage can and the hose. And then up on the deck there, some more chairs and some other stuff down there, down below. And on the deck, they got the little picnic table going on with an umbrella. And a gas grill there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually some utensils there. Now, I could not find an HO scale grill accessory set. So what that actually is, I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in and have this bad boy focus on it. I did have some tools. It's actually a paintbrush and a pipe wrench. Now I'm not sure what kind of steak you need a pipe wrench on, but that's what I got. You know, you got to have some utensils hanging off your grill. So that's what I put on that grill. And then some flowers there, and then some more work here. Get along the embankment, starting to get that scenic up. Then back here at the garage, got some stuff put in there, the dumpster in the back, little oil tank for tractors and ATVs and whatnot. And some more stuff going on back here. Some various lumber laying around. Then I did add, you can see there's some hedges there. I didn't add shrubs or hedge or anything yet anymore in the front. I'm still thinking about that. Had some good ideas from some commenters, but I'm still thinking about it. So, but did add a fence along there, and then starting the scenery along here, another fence, and then so here's what I guess I'm saying is the burn pit. Burn barrels are there, and I don't know if that looks right or not, but those are the barrels, and then there's some other stuff, and an old barrel that they threw over, and some lumber ready to go, and made the ground look hopefully like it's kind of burnt and charcoaly, and I don't know. You tell me if that looks anything like it should. It's a little dark in there from the shade of the trees, but and there's a pile of dirt, it's probably hard to tell, and some shrubbery and just branches and other gnarly stuff thrown in there waiting to be burned up. And then the fence that I added around it there. And this fence I did put, this probably won't even show up. I don't know if you can see, but there's holes there. The kids were out one day with the rifle and they shot through the fence, although the dad put it into that pretty quick. He wasn't too keen of them shooting holes in the fence. So that's that. That is the scene as we are right now. You can come around this way. I didn't do a whole lot on this side outside in front of the road yet. I still got some more work to do there. And then we'll just, well, I might as well fly over here. Pardon me, pardon the drone moving here. And there's the back side. A few more details there in the back. Yeah, there's a lot of crying in Steelers country, but oh well. Let's see, they got a mailbox there. And a little fire hydrant, added that. Didn't do a whole lot more in the front of this house. Gave them a mailbox, and then I did get that little white fence there put in since I got the other fence around the house installed. So, all right, a lot of work to do, so a lot of detailing to do, believe it or not, but I can kind of stop here now and move on. And what I need to try to do now, probably work that embankment where I was before, and I need to get this area here done, so I'm going to try to concentrate on that, get that done on that side and around here. Try at least to get all this done. I mean, I started it back here. There's no dilapidated building just sitting there for the heck of it, but that is what I would like to get to next. So I'm going to try to leave this as it is, kind of stew. I'm going to work along the embankment here a little bit more. And then, like I said, concentrate on that. Try to get that moved along. Well, that's it for now. So, everyone's invited over. Come on over to the deck here. We'll fire up the grill. Put a couple shrimp on the Barbie. Get a couple cold refreshing beverages and have a good old time. Alright, folks. More to come. Gonna keep working. So stay tuned for further updates. Thanks for watching.